whether an organization is strong or not by their draft, right, and how they treat the draft. And I find it interesting right now with the Jags. They're going with looks like Javion Walker's going to be their guy, the guy out of Alabama or out of Georgia, the defensive lineman. But I think
Yeah,
it's fascinating because he's one of
the
these.
guy that's 6'5" and 390 pounds.
Well, and the problem is he's gone from maybe a second round pick. Now he's going to be the first overall pick. One point he was a top 10, then he fell, then he comes back. It's been this roller coaster of a ride.
Did
And
they not see the
uh,
SEC championship game where he
well, no,
only played half the
yeah,
game because he had to stand up and get a blow? I mean, he literally there were plays where he was on the field where him and the offensive tackle just stood up and had a conversation with each other. There was no blocking or anything
absolutely.
because he couldn't move.
Yeah, and then he goes and he has a really great. We've talked about this a million times. The guys who just go to the combine and have the greatest week of their life, right? The greatest week of their life, and because of that, they become generational millionaires. And I wonder if this is the same thing. Again, I've said this from the beginning. If I'm the Jags in this situation, I just trade the pick. And the only reason they're not trading the pick is because there's no quarterback, right? And if there was a big time quarterback that somebody wanted, somebody would get
They
Jeff.
could trade, yeah, because
That,
Jacksonville needs.
I would trade this pick. I would trade this pick even if I got two picks in the bottom half of the draft. I think the draft's deep, but it's not top heavy.
No, you could
So
trade this
I
pick.
would.
Jacksonville could trade this pick, probably stay in the top 10 or 12 picks in the first round. Get that first round. Probably pick up a second and a third, or a third and a fourth. And the draft is so deep that Jacksonville will get 3 quality players for 1 draft pick.
Yeah, I mean maybe you get two twos, or you go to the middle round and then you pick up 2 more second pick. I don't know. I would be this pick would be on the block from the day we finish the season. I mean, you just look at the stats of the first overall picks and how rarely they work out. And what you need in the draft, you get 2 things. You get volume and you get cheaper players.
Let me
Right?
ask you this.
Players that are picked in the second and third round are cheaper. It's a smarter way to go.
Let me ask you this, because the guy out of Georgia, he's 6'4", 6'5", 397, right
He's a
at
beast.
400 pounds. He ran a subpar. He ran a sub 5-second 40, which got everybody's attention because Jesus Christ, how's this big guy running that fast? So he runs a sub 540. Doesn't he kind of feel like, now I know it's a different situation. One was a steroid freak that was huge. This guy's naturally, doesn't this kind of feel like it's setting it up for the Tony Mandrich syndrome here?
Well, I maybe.
I mean, it's not a
And again,
steroid
during the
issue,
time-
but it's a guy that's
No, no,
freakish
no, no,
in
no.
size, freakish in speed. But is he really going to translate to the NFL?
Well, and there's one really common thread. Right now, defensive tackles are all the rage because of what Sam Donald did in the Super Bowl, right? And
Right.
how big of an impact he had.
But he's an anomaly.
Tony,
He's an anomaly. He's not a normal tackle.
no, but everybody's looking now for that guy who can so take over the game and dominate the line of scrimmage. He can win you football games. Now, I love defensive linemen, and offensive linemen. I do. I think they make a team. I think they set the personality. I think they set.
I
the
love
tone.
defensive linemen. Without them
When
as
you
a
win the line of
linebacker,
scrimmage, you win.
without defensive linemen as a linebacker, you got no protection. None.
Absolutely. And so I think you're finding Trayvon Walker is hitting the market at the perfect time. Now, I don't know if he's going to be a bust. I don't know the guy's work ethic. I don't know him at all. I'm very, very curious. I mean, he won a national championship, right?
Yeah, but he took
So-
the SEC championship game off, and there were plays in the national championship game. You go back and look at that. He's gassed in the national championship game, and it's because he's 400 pounds.
Yeah, I'm really, really curious how how this turns out. But I think that's who the Jags are going to get. And then I don't think there's any difference with any of the guys in the top 20 of this pick. There's no guy that I look at and say, that's the guy that just busts off the page that I have to go get. So let's see. Again, it takes 5 years to always to decide whether or not a draft is good. They don't need a quarterback. I think they have to go defense. And if you're going to go defense and you're not going to trade the pick, you might as well pick up this guy, either that or the guy Hutchinson, who, again, has question marks of his own for the number 2 overall.
Well, I'm looking at all these mock drafts. I'm looking at 4 or 5 different mock drafts, and none of them have a quarterback in the top 10. None of them.
No, there is no quarterback in the
None of them. And of course, at number 8, my beloved Falcons, on 4 of the 6 drafts I'm looking at, Drake London, USC wide receiver. Who the hell is Drake London?
Or they're also looking at the guy from Alabama, right? What's his name? I was looking at it this morning. Yeah, Williams. Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
Who's got some size, and again, they need they need a lot. I would go with defense. I think you're right on that.
Well, why would they go with defense? They never have. Why would they start? The last time they went with defense, his name was Tommy Nobis, the first overall pick by the brand new franchise of the Falcons in 1966. That's the last time they drafted defense.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
You know who's going to be a sleeper in this draft, and he doesn't get talked about because of because of Trayvon Walker. And I see him projected as a mid-round draft pick in all these mock drafts. Do not sleep on Jordan Davis, the other defensive tackle from Georgia. He was because Trayvon got so many double teams and all, Jordan Davis was able to shine his own light and was a pretty good defensive tackle in his own light at Georgia. And yes, it has a lot to do with he had Trayvon next to him, so he was able to get less double teams than the guy next to him. But he was able to succeed by beating those blockers he got put in front of him. You can't stop who they put in front of you. You just have to beat them, and he beat them almost every time.
Agreed. I don't think you're wrong on that one at all. Jordan Davis, I think, is really interesting. The only reason why he's not ranked higher is because Trayvon Walker can just play that nose tackle,
right?
In a 3-4, and Jordan Davis can't.
No,
I think Jordan
Davis is a true defensive tackle. He's not a nose guard.
He's much more explosive. I think he's quicker, but he just can't play that 3 technique in a 3-4. And I guess that just means that's what the Jags are going to have to run. You're going to have to go to a 3.
How long's it been, if you can even recall, how long's it been that Kenny Pickett's the first quarterback they think will come off the board and from Pitt, and most drafts have him somewhere between 16 and 21, and then they have Liberty's Malik Willis, who is projected somewhere between 18 and 24, and those are the first 2 quarterbacks. Kenny Pickett from Pitt and Malik Willis from Liberty. I mean, Liberty's claim to fame is they beat Georgia Southern in the Cure Bowl 2 years ago.
They're always reaching for quarterbacks, Tom. You know that. I mean, that's what NFL teams do. I don't know the last time we haven't had a top 5 quarterback pick. But once one is taken, there'll be a run on. Of that we can guarantee.
And I think Desmond Ritter's the best of those 3, and he doesn't get any of the love that those 2 get.
We'll see. I don't know anything about any of them. Let's be clear. I probably watched.
Well, I watched Desmond Ritter play pretty much because he was, in the top 5 all year with the Cincinnati Bearcats.
True. But I don't really. And you talked about how bad their competition was all year.
It was. It was.
I mean, what are we talking about?
Well, like Matt Corral from Ole Miss, he's projected to go 40th overall. Sam Howell from North Carolina, the Falcons should grab him at the 58th pick. That wouldn't be a bad pick for the Falcons, actually, to grab him at 58 pick.
Actually, Sam Howell was on Quarterback U on Netflix. That's what I know about him. And I did see him play a lot, actually, in the ACC, just because he was always – because I think the ACC is the best football conference in all of sports.
That's because you're an idiot, but that's fine.
Yeah. It's better than the other one.
It's the almost competitive conference.
The federal government.
Hey, by the way, what conference has won the predominant amount of national championships in the past 20 years?
Notre Dame.
And from
Notre
6
Dame?
different schools?
Notre
Oh,
Dame.
yeah. The Southeastern Conference, the best conference in football, unlike the almost competitive conference in football.
6 different teams? 6 different teams?
I think it's 6 Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, LSU, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, LSU, and Auburn. Yeah, I said that. So 5, 5 different teams.
Just wanted to point out that you were wrong, and I got lucky on that.
Yeah.
Going to call in and go, you forgot one. I'm like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But we know which one we didn't forget, Tennessee. So anyway,
oh, jeez, I knew it.
There's a shot. There's a shot. There's a shot.
Yeah.
Great to hate Florida State, better to hate Tennessee. There's a shot.
There you go. There you go.
Now, if we were talking about basketball,
Trayvon Martin. Was it Trayvon Martin? Yeah.
Now, if we were talking about basketball, it would be the American Championship Conference,
That's right. Yeah, because that's when you like all the ACC teams.
No, I hate them all except for Carolina.
You're a front runner.
No. Carolina was bad for a long time with Brad Daugherty and them. With not Brad Daugherty, the other Daugherty. Carolina was bad before Roy Williams got there, and I stuck with him through that too.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, I remember the Gators going 0-10-1 in Chris Collinsworth's last year as a devout Gator fan. So stop. I'm a Braves fan. I'm a Braves and a Falcons. By the way, I'm a Braves and a Falcons fan. How the hell am I a front runner?
Yeah, well, yeah. You just became one after the Dirty Bird.
Yeah, sure.
That's when you became
that's when it was. Or when I got tired of my friends in my Jacksonville neighborhood trying to stuff the Miami Dolphins down my throat. Maybe that had something to do with it.
I will tell you that Reeves, I always think is an underrated coach.
Dan Reeves.
I think he did some.
Dan Reeves saved the Falcons franchise.
Well, and then he never gets any credit for what he did with the Broncos because he couldn't win the Super Bowl and he didn't win it with the Falcons, but he got him there.
He got him there.
Dan Reeves is underrated.
He got the Falcons to the Super Bowl, which, by the way, all Falcons fans were like, "How the hell did that happen?" We were happy winning 5 games a year.
Right.
We were okay with winning. Like I said, most Falcons fans are drunk Georgia fans that don't realize it's not the second half of the Georgia game. So, we got to take a break. We'll be right back.
I will probably watch none of the draft tonight.
None.
So
None.
Read about it tomorrow in the morning.
We'll be right back after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Listen carefully, because now there are new treatments available here. Not talking surgery or steroids. These are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now with offices in Ocala and the Villages. Hey everybody, this is Tom Schmitz. QC Kinetics is the leader in these exciting biological therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissues in your joints with lasting results. If you got pain in your knees, your shoulders, hips, back like I do, joint pain that won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. That's right, no surgery. Don't go through another year with that awful joint pain, and don't let them put you under the knife. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. There's offices in Ocala and the Villages, so give them a call, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Thursday. Galen, from Life South joins as he does every day. Thanks to the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, Penn Flooring, and JustShip.net. Galen, yesterday, the private schools, 2 of them had their day in the sun as 11 Marion County athletes signed college letter of intents from Trinity Catholic and St. John's Lutheran, bringing the total for the county for athletic signings for the Marion County to over 50 on the years. Over 50 seniors from around our county all signed letters of intent so far to continue their education while being a student athlete. Marion County, we say a lot about, I get on the school board a lot, and I take exception with some of the situations in the school system here. But this school system, the coaches in this school system, the coaches of all the sports, they do a really good job helping their students get to the next level and get a higher education at the college level through scholarships and sports. They do a really good job here in Marion County, probably one of the best counties in the state at that.
Yes and no. I think there's a lot of, I think on the private side, on the AAU circuit, on the summer scene, I think they do a phenomenal job. I think the volleyball program that we have is incredible, right? And there's a lot of those signing. I think the softball programs, the baseball programs we have are incredible.
I don't know if you know this, but St. John's and Vanguard pretty good at volleyball.
No, and so is Trinity.
Yeah, Trinity's pretty good.
So is Forest. Don't sleep on them, and that's all because of the club teams that are in this area, and the fact that they get high quality coaching.
So you give the schools no credit. So you're one of those guys that say the school gets no credit. School's just there for nothing. It's all the private AAU people that get the credit. School coaches get nothing. They're horrible.
If I may explain, I think what happens is our youth programs, the MCYFL, et cetera, does such a great job of making the at a very, and at the high school level, they're allowed to shine. And in some of the high schools, there's incredible coaching, and some of it is just downright pitiful. So I think, and if you
that's not my point though. You're missing my point of the whole story.
What I'm going to say, what I was going to say is where we succeed in developing athletes, it's because we have a great youth program.
You're missing the whole point of what I said, though. I didn't say how they got developed. I said the coaches at these high schools do a great job opening the pathways. They have good connections and everything, and they open it. And they do. They all do. Look, you got to have a good pathway.
Good at it. Hear me out. The coaches who are good at it right? And we can point to them. The Brantleys, the Farmers are great at it in exposing their kids. You know, nobody works harder for his kids than Farmer. And I've seen it. But there are also guys who can't really be bothered with it. And the only reason these people are getting scholarships is because their club coach is busting their butt, getting them film.
You're a club guy, though. You're partial to the club guys. You think that high school athletics should go away. It should all be club sports and everything. And it should, the AAU should take it all over, make it a professional league, and just destroy these kids at 16 and have no life for them. They commit suicide by 20 because they can't keep up, and the world ends. I see how you want to do it.
Well, again. The basketball program my son played at didn't even have video. They didn't even record the game. So if you want,
you could have set up your iPhone on a tripod, pal. You could have been a good parent of the program.
I did. That's how they had film for 3 of the 4 years. My senior year, I'm like, I'm done with it.
It's because you didn't. It's because you're too cheap to buy a new iPhone. That's what that was.
No, and they wouldn't invest in something like Huddle. I think the guys that do it well do it extremely well. And then there are some coaches who can't be bothered.
Yeah, but we're not talking about just football. We're talking about basketball, baseball, volleyball, golf, everything.
Exactly right. If you look at where all these kids sign, again, it's because there's a great club program. You look at the baseball talent that we have. We have 3 players from Ocala who are all starting players for the Florida Gator baseball team.
Yes.
3 of them. And that's because of the program, the youth baseball program that we have out at Rotary.
Sure. It had nothing to do with their high school careers.
If you look at their high school careers, they played baseball year-round. And baseball and high school baseball was a part of that.
Yes,
but
yes.
There are no recruiters that go to high school basketball games or high school baseball games. Very rare.
What at the Forest game, at the Forest baseball game 2 weeks ago, there was a photo where there was like 8 Major League Baseball scouts and like 25 coaches from college.
They got an absolute stud. But
we got to take a break. We're up against the break. We'll be right back. More with Galen, after this timeout. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas was on the Hill Wednesday to explain to lawmakers why the border crisis continues to be out of control. Republican Representatives Clay Higgins and Jim Banks are talking impeachment after the questioning.
My God, man, on the moment, you've been called upon to resign by myself and others. Next year, if we have the majority in this committee, which we shall, if you're still in office, you'll face impeachment.
Deportations plummeted while illegal immigration skyrocketed. And that's only possible because Secretary Mayorkas decided not to enforce the law. I vow to you, we will use our oversight power to investigate Secretary Mayorkas's disregard for federal law.
USA Radio News.
If you're concerned about the power grid and want to generate your own supply of off-grid electricity, this will be the most important message you'll hear this year. Here's why. We now have a small number of solar generators back in stock. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving backup power when you need it most. And unlike gas generators, solar generators run quietly, emit no dangerous fumes, and produce an endless supply of free electricity from the sun. Whether it's wildfires, dangerous weather, power grid issues, or just getting off the grid, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. Even better, all this week, radio listeners get over $700 in free off-the-grid bonuses too. Go to mysolarbackup.com to learn more and check availability. That's mysolarbackup.com. Look for the free report, Crisis Cooling, how to make absolutely sure your meat, milk, and medicines stay safe and cool in any power outage. Yours free at mysolarbackup.com.
Blockers Furniture is having a truckload sale. Right now, you can save 20% on sofas and love seats when you mention radio. Blockers' 80,000 square foot showroom is home to the largest in-stock selection of living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, unique furniture accents, outdoor furniture, and more. That means you can take your furniture home that same day or have it delivered. Check out the Blockers Sleep Gallery, too. They carry a huge selection of mattresses, including all the name brands you love. Blockers Furniture Truckload Sale. 2402 Southwest College Road, Ocala, next to Hobby Lobby. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
Hey there, Congresswoman Kat Kamak here, your conservative voice in our nation's capital. I'm so proud to be an advocate for the over 65,000 veterans here in North Central Florida. The new Ocala VA clinic is now open, providing important primary care and specialty services. If you're a veteran in the Ocala area, thank you for your service. Feel free to get in touch with our team by visiting us online at camac.house.gov. I'm Kat Kamak, and it is my honor to serve you.
This ad is paid for by official funds authorized by the U.S. House of Representatives.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros, trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. Galen Enoff from Life South joins us. He does it every day. Brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, JustShip.net, and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, we got you for one more segment.
Good. Yeah.
So I saw this on come across my feed, and I went, huh. So, you know, there's been over 300 tickets issued to Florida football players from the school police department for parking illegally. Campus parking enforcers have issued hundreds of tickets for players that have parked illegally as they park around the stadium because they're at mandatory practice. And the parking enforcement goes, we don't care. You're not supposed to park there. We don't care that you're parking there for practice and everything. They're on the grass. They're not in the parking lot. Nope. Sorry about your luck. To the point where now the University Athletic Association has leased a parking lot for football players starting this semester for nearly $12,000 a year. They've released it. It's a grass lot just north of the stadium, right near the team's indoor facility and practice fields. My question is, first off, why hasn't this lot been leased before? Because we know that one of the number one reasons, and I don't know that parking enforcement can do this, but we know one of the number one reasons college football players get arrested is suspended license. and it's usually for parking fines or moving violations or something that they do. You know that's one of the biggest problems. You know parking fines are a huge problem for kids that aren't making a lot. And I know with Neil now they're making some money. But why hasn't this been something that the University of Florida took care of years ago?
Well, I wonder if they had never gotten these tickets before, right? I
Maybe
wonder
not.
If this is all
Yeah.
part of the administration's change from, hey, we don't want cars on that campus at all. I didn't know about this article, but it's kind of funny. I mean, you would expect athletes to not have to worry about parking.
You would think that. You would think.
Oh, it's kind of funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Is there some sort of pissing match going on between the parking authority at the University of Florida and the Athletic Association? Because that's what this sounds like. It sounds like a tit for tat type deal.
Yeah, I guess we're past the days of covering for murderers. But by God, you're not going to illegally park.
Yeah. You want to ride down University and do drive-by shootings? That's fine. But you're not going to park on the grass by the Ocala Center.
Problem. Well, and they're also in the OPD and the UPD is probably like, look, you haven't won a national championship in years.
Yeah, you look.
You win something, then maybe we'll talk about you.
We let the girls' softball team park where they want to.
That's right. That's right.
They've won a national championship since you. The boys, the men's baseball program, park anywhere you like. They've won a national championship since you.
Unless you're the coach right now. Their coach is in hot water. Coach is really hot water.
Who is?
O'Sullivan.
Oh yeah, Kevin's.
That team is in trouble. I mean, when you watch them play, and I love.
Well, they looked horrible against Tennessee. Just terrible.
Well, they don't look cohesive. They don't look like a team right now. They don't look like they're playing with a lot of passion.
And they were picked to finish in the top 5 or 6 this year.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and they are young. They are young.
In the SEC East. Well, they have pieces that are young.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that Tennessee team, I watched it. It's the first full series I've watched Florida play baseball, and I watched it. That Tennessee team, I mean, they do things to get into your head. They just they do. I mean, if my mentality, and I have no mentality because I'm a complete idiot, but with my mentality of the way I played football and baseball and competitive, the way I was competitive, if I was in my late teens or early 20s and I had to deal with a Tennessee team like that, I'd have been in the dugout as the opposing player punching people in the mouth.
Well, you would have thrown at them.
Well, quick. And I played third base, and I'd have thrown into the dugout. But it's when you're not having to deal with it, it's hilarious that Florida allows, or any team. Alabama lets Tennessee get in their head. Tennessee's been getting in everybody's head all year, and they talk about. That's why I watched it, because somebody said they're very aggravating. And so a writer, when I read the story, the writer goes, they're almost like Duke in the 80s and 90s with the floor slapping and always had that one guy that would just aggravate you, and they brought up Bobby Hurley and Wojciechowski and everything, and they go, except Tennessee has an entire roster that does that.
Sure. Well, it's their whole, they want to win every day. I kind of like the attitude, but it would be, by the way, that would be aggravating as heck in a series.
Oh, it would just be,
right?
It's just ridiculous how aggravating it would be.
Yeah, and again, in the way they play these 3-game series, it's
coaches are saying that the NCAA needs to step in and get Tennessee under control, and I'm like, just beat Tennessee. Shut up complaining about what Tennessee does in their dugout or their chants and everything. You beat them, they quit doing all that shenanigans.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you're exactly right.
I never understand teams that go, the NCAA needs to do something. No, they don't. You need to beat them.
Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Do it yourself.
If you beat them, it goes away. It goes away.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's like the bully. You punch the bully in the nose, 9 times out of 10, the bully goes away.
Well,
every now and then you get a bully. Every now and then you get a bully named Tom that says, "Oh, now you want to fight? Good. That's what I was hoping for." So that's no good. That's no good. I was not a good kid. I just really wasn't.
We know.
I was
love to bring it up.
I was a bad kid.
We know.
I keep looking back on it, and I was just, man, somebody should have killed me when I was a teenager.
Well, they probably tried.
Well, I'm sure they did. I mean, I got hit in the head with a desk one time by a kid.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
And I smiled at him.
Where the conversation always degenerates to.
I smiled when he hit me in the head with the desk, and I smiled at him. He just dropped the desk and ran out of the classroom.
Smartest move of that guy's life.
I was an idiot. What do you? Oh no, let me take that back. Take the word "was" away. You know what I mean?
Oh sure. Yeah, you're still just a man.
No, I'm not a man. You kidding me?
You're a child.
100%.
There's a Seinfeld episode about.
There certainly is. Certainly is.
It's so good.
So I'm watching, and I laughed last night when I'm watching the news because I thought Galen will say, well, that's because you're idiots. So I'm watching last night, and they do this 5-minute thing on Disney, right? On the Reedy enforcement, the Reedy Council got together, the Reedy Creek District got together.
Yeah.
And all they could say out of that whole meeting was, we don't know what's going on. We ain't got no clue how to handle this. And I'm thinking, hold on. You mean to tell me that a governing body that makes the decisions for 27 square miles, infrastructure decisions, taxation decisions, all kinds of decisions, when it comes to the real possibility that this deal could go away, has nobody had this as a doomsday scenario or something so that you got better talking points than going, we don't know what's going on.
Well, why would they ever need
Just for the fact that if it ever happened, it's a doomsday thing.
Yeah, but
it's never going to happen, but if it does, you don't go on TV and go, I don't know what's going on.
Do you know how many people looked at that and said, this is the way you can run, this is how the private sector and the public sector can work together for the good of a society? I mean, it was a poster child for that. That's how the villages got their job done.
All this is, the more I talk to state legislators about this, the more I understand that this DeSantis was looking for a reason so he could pin a reason on why he wanted to renegotiate a deal. This is all about renegotiating a deal. It's not and Disney served it up on a silver platter to him, the reason for doing it.
We're not going to. Maybe we'll get a better deal. I mean, what they're going to be 2 times higher in taxes, but they're already the highest taxpayer in 2 counties.
They are and they're the largest employer too in the state.
I mean, what are we doing? You know, it's interesting. I got in an argument.
Got about 30 seconds.
This is a great thing. And I'm like, no, it's terrible. But anyway, hey, Bloodmobile today?
Yeah, where's the Bloodmobile?
Hey, today we're actually at the Walmart out in the shore, so come see us there. But as always, lifesouth.org for all of your blood information needs.
Galen, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Bye, all.
We'll be right back after this timeout on WOCA, The Source.
Ugh, what wrong?
Ugh, need wood for fire.
Ugh, I go get. Ugh, I got wood for fire.
Ugh, what takes so long?
Had to use restroom. Someone not refill toilet paper.
Ugh, my bad. You wash hands?
Ugh, of course. Ugh, what caveman you take me for?
You know, Dan, people who save money by switching to Mike Scott Plumbing sure are happy.
Well, Brittany, how happy are they?
Happier than a caveman with indoor plumbing.
Yep. Get happy. Get Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it. 237-2888.
While we may disagree a lot, we do agree Rural King's our favorite place for spring planning.
Yeah, but we've got